Hey guys, this is Coach Marco Robert. Thank you so much for checking out my channel. Today I want to talk to you about something that's dear to my heart, and it is how to actually grow a business, any kind of business in 2020, whether during the coronavirus or after the coronavirus, right? So how do we actually, what's the best marketing strategy for a small company? So today what I want to go into the best marketing strategy for any small company, no matter what kind of business you're running. And this is it, right? So the first thing you need to understand is, what is business? Now, most people don't talk about that, but what's business? You know, business at the end is a simple exchange of value for value, right? You bring value, the consumers actually bring their value, you know, their hard work, their money, and then they exchange their value for your value, and that's business, right? So if business is a simple exchange of value for value, what's the best marketing idea, the best marketing strategy? The best marketing strategy, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, is to improve the amount of value that you bring to the marketplace. Improve the amount of value that you bring to the marketplace. Boom, right? So how do we do that? Well, we improve value through the process of innovation. You need to innovate. You need to bring better quality. You need to bring cheaper products. You need to bring faster services. You need to innovate. And that's how you're going to be able to completely decimate everybody else in your industry, right? So how are we going to go about in innovating? So I want to give you a couple tricks here, okay? One of my favorite tricks is called leverage. What could you leverage to bring more quality, more quantity, faster, cheaper to your clients? You know the concept of leverage, right? What is leveraging? Leveraging is simply, you know, how can you use something to actually move something greater? You know, let me give you an example. You know, who in your team could you leverage to actually bring more value to your customers? You know, how could you leverage the money inside of your business to bring more quality to your customers? What are some of the, maybe, what are some past customer experiences that you could leverage to gain more customers, right? Could you have maybe some video testimonials that you could play to actually attract more customers? Yes, that brings massive value to people. Or in terms of sales and marketing, you know, how can you leverage what you know from a different industry? You know, maybe you're in the golfing industry and your wife works in the restaurant industry. And in the restaurant industry, people always use the same model to actually attract customers, right? They have these little fidelity cards, these loyalty cards, right? You know, you come to my restaurant 10 times, the 10th meal is free. Well, in the golf industry, nobody does that. Could you leverage what you know from the restaurant industry and actually bring that into the golf industry? Absolutely, right? How could you do that? Well, you rent 10 carts and you get the 11th one for free. Or, you understand? That's kind of the game. So the game is this. The first tool is called leveraging. So let's figure out what you can leverage to actually bring more value to your customers. The second thing I want to talk about is this idea of synergy. What could you know, synergy is this. Synergy is 1 + 1 = 3. So when you mix two things together, you actually bring more value in this case, right? So, you know, imagine this. One horse can pull 3,000 pounds. Another horse can also pull 3,000 pounds. You mix these two horses together, you team them up, and together they can pull 7,000 pounds. How's that possible? It's called synergy, okay? When you combine things together, you can actually get more output than the individual items. So how can you use this concept to bring more value to your customers? You know, what are 2 or 3 things that you can combine together to actually bring more value to your customers? Okay? And then the last innovation concept that I want to tell you about is this idea of 80-20. You know, there was an economist from Italy. His name was Wilfredo Pareto, who created what today we call the Pareto principle, or the 80-20 rules. And if you haven't heard about it, the 80-20 rules is very simple. It basically states that on average, when you measure anything, when you measure the output of anything, we know that about 80% of results are due to 20% of efforts. 80% of results, 20% of efforts. So, in other words, if I looked at your sales inside of your business, we could make the assumption that 80% of the sales that you have on a weekly basis are due to about 20% of what you guys do in the business. Wow. So what if we could identify and segregate and divide that 20%? What is that 20% that you do that brings 80% of the results? What is 20% of the value that you bring to the marketplace that people really, really, really want, and that's why they're buying from you? So try to identify that 20%. And then what you do is you double down on that 20%. So now 40% of what you do brings you 160% of the results. In other words, by simply identifying that 20% and doubling down and bringing double the amount of value that your customers actually want, now you're actually creating 60% more than you were able to create before. It's kind of crazy, right? So that's kind of the 80-20 rule and how to apply that rule in order to innovate, in order to actually bring more innovation, more value to your business, right? So it doesn't matter what industry you're in, doesn't matter what business you're in, doesn't matter if you sell a product or a service. If you want to increase your business in 2020, the best marketing strategy is called innovation. Guys, this is Coach Marco Robert. I love to bring you these videos. So if you enjoyed this one, please make sure to like the video. Also subscribe to my channel. Every week I bring you brand new content. This is the same content that I teach to my clients who pay tens of thousands and sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars to work with me. And by the way, if you enjoyed this video, make sure that you actually click on the next video that's about to start so that you can actually continue watching and learning these strategies and these tactics that I bring you. Okay? This is Coach Marco Robert. Can't wait to see you in the next video. Take care. Guys, this is Coach Marco Robert. Remember, if you keep on doing what you've always done, you're going to keep on getting what you've always gotten. Click on the next videos and continue your education.